Belle has never seen such a lustful place. He is so timid that he blushes instantly. When they find Mikoto, they learn why Mikoto is here. It turns out that Mikoto has a friend who seems to have been sold here, so she wants to investigate the matter. Because the street is too crowded, Belle accidentally gets separated from the others. He is very famous as the adventurer upgrading fastest, so he quickly draws the attention of many women. All of them want to sleep with him. However, his first time will be given to their goddess, Ishtar. Ishtar Familia's Captain Phryne, who has terrifying looking, loves pure-type boys. Belle is so frightened that he flees while the others are not paying attention. Phryne and numerous Ishtar Familias frantically pursue Belle, so Belle has to find a place to hide. Eventually, he enters the room of a beautiful woman with fox ears by accident. The beauty's name is Haruheim. Belle talks to Haruheim for a long time and learns that Haruheim comes here against her will, and she has been waiting for a hero to save her, but she is afraid that she is not worth the hero's risk. Hearing all these, Belle is very moved and wants to help Haruheim. But tonight, it is still Haruheim who helps Belle first to escape Ishtar Familia's territory. After returning home, Belle tells his companions about his encounter with Haruheim. Mikoto is surprised because her friend is Haruheim. Belle wants to get Haruheim out of that place, but his peers advise him not to do so, because rescuing Haruheim will definitely irritate Ishtar, and Ishtar Familia is very powerful and is not something Hestia Familia can challenge. Belle also goes to the Adventurers Guild in order to investigate Ishtar Familia. The guild's guide tells Belle that the members of Ishtar Familia are very many above level 3, and Captain Phryne reaches level 5. What's more terrifying is that Ishtar treats enemies very cruelly, and many familias are destroyed by Ishtar. Belle knows that this time the opponent is different from Apollo Familia, which they will never defeat, and is forced to give up the idea of rescuing Haruheim. Mikoto doesn't want others to take the risk, but she wants to free Haruheim herself. Haruheim is originally a member of the royal familia in her hometown and has fox blood, but Haruheim is not proud of her noble blood and is still willing to be friends with Mikoto, who is a civilian, so Mikoto wants to rescue the kind Haruheim no matter what happens. In fact, to rescue Haruheim, there is another way besides fighting Ishtar Familia, which is to pay Haruheim back. The price of buying a woman from Ishtar Familia is not very expensive. As long as Belle and his partners work hard to make money, they will soon earn it. But Ishtar suddenly gets the news that her number one enemy, Freya, is very concerned about Belle. To crack down on Freya, Ishtar decides to kidnap Belle and makes him obsessed with her. So Ishtar Familia suddenly attacks them when Belle is fighting in dungeon to make money. Belle's squad is no match for Ishtar Familia at all and is quickly defeated by them. Belle is imprisoned, and Phryne intends to take Belle down outright, but Belle can't generate desire at all facing Phryne, so Phryne thinks of using potions to force Belle into desire. Just as Phryne leaves to look for potions, Haruheim slips into the cage and releases Belle. Haruheim rescues Belle twice, leaving Belle very worried about reprisals, but Haruheim is not afraid of reprisals because her life plays a crucial role to Ishtar. Mikoto is also let go by Haruheim, but instead of leaving, she goes to Ishtar Familia's room and finds a note. This note records the secret of the magic stone. Hestia learns from other gods that the fox race has a special physique, and their lives can be sacrificed to make magic stones, a magical item that can unleash the fox people's special skills. It turns out that Haruheim is about to be sacrificed, so she is not afraid of reprisals. When Belle learns of this, he finally decides to save Haruheim, but Ishtar Familia takes Haruheim away from Belle. They want to use the magic stone made by Haruheim to fight Freya Familia, and the ritual of making the magic stone will be taken place tonight. Although Belle decides to save Haruheim, he doesn't want to implicate other partners, so he acts with Mikoto and reveals no information to anyone else. They plan to rescue Haruheim and flee the city for now, and then come back until they become stronger. Of course, they won't be able to beat Ishtar Familia on a frontal attack, so Belle will attract Ishtar Familia's attention and Mikoto will sneak in from the side to rescue Haruheim while the guards fight Belle. Belle rushes into Ishtar Familia's house and soon meets Phryne. He is no match for Phryne at all, so he can only keep running. But Ishtar Familias are numerous and soon surround Belle. At this point, Ishtar orders everyone not to continue the attack, and she will personally subdue Belle. Ishtar tells Belle that Haruheim's special skill is Level Up, an extremely powerful ability that can quickly increase the familia's combat effectiveness. Ishtar is jealous of Freya's beauty, so she has to make sure to beat Freya in other aspects. Since Freya cares deeply about Belle, Ishtar intends to take Belle down. But Belle's skill, Liaris Freeze, has an immune seduction effect. Instead of getting Belle aroused, Belle escapes while Ishtar is shocked. By this time Haruheim has been taken to the sacrifice site and Mikoto blocks the guards on the way. But Ishtar Familia has too many people and is very powerful. Mikoto is quickly defeated and Bell discovers in the distance that Mikoto has failed to rescue Haruheim, and then he immediately rushes to the sacrifice site. After the sacrifice ceremony begins, Mikoto defeats a guard with her last strength, diverting the attention of everyone. At this time, Bell suddenly attacks, shattering the most important dagger of the sacrifice ceremony. Besides, Freya learns that Bell has been captured by Ishtar and invades Ishtar's territory with her Familia. Freya Familia is extremely strong, tied with Loki Familia as two strongest Familias. Freya Familia's captain is the only adventurer in the city who has reached level 7. Bell is besieged by Ishtar Familia since he has disrupted the ceremony. Haruheim uses her special ability to level up Bell. Bell, who has temporarily reached level 4, even can fight Frine at level 5. In a short period, the mighty Frine has no way to defeat Bell. Not only Freya Familia, but Hestia also comes to the rescue of Bell with her Familias. It's just that by the time they arrive, Freya Familia has defeated most of the Ishtar Familia. Although Bell has received a level increase, his strength is still far from Frine's. Now he has to find an opportunity to smash the floor and let Frine fall to another floor. On another floor, Frine meets Freya Familia's captain. As the strongest adventurer, this captain easily breaks Frine's arm, defeating her completely. Ishtar wants to escape after suffering the defeat of all her Familias. But Freya will not tolerate Ishtar's behavior. She stops Ishtar. In fact, Freya can bear it if Ishtar only wants to attack Freya Familia with the magic stone. But Ishtar's seduction of Bell makes her furious. Freya doesn't spare Ishtar. After defeating all her Familias, she drives her back to the divine realm. Since then, Ishtar Familia has ceased to exist. Bell succeeds in rescuing Haruheim, and Hestia Familia has had another member since then. A while later, an army launches an attack on the entire city. They are Familias of Ares, the god of war, and unlike other Familias, they don't usually venture into dungeon, but train outside the city. Therefore, although Ares has a large scale of the army, their strength is not strong, and they are quickly defeated by high-level adventurers. After the defeat of the Familia, Ares has an evil idea and plans to disguise himself as a citizen and kidnaps a god as a hostage. As a result, Hestia is so unlucky that she is caught by him. The Familias in the city go out to fight to free the kidnapped Hestia. As Hestia Familia, Bell naturally also actively participates in the rescue operation. In the end, Ace discovers Ares' figure first, and Bell takes advantage of the fight between Ace and Ares Familia to rescue Hestia. However, Hestia accidentally falls off the cliff, and Bell barely thinks, jumping down with Hestia in an instant. Fortunately, they fall into a river but are uninjured, and then drift to a village downstream of the river. The village chief here is a very kind old man. For some reason, he cares deeply about Hestia and Bell. Soon the village will host a celebration, and the villagers warmly invite Hestia and Bell to join them. Hestia asks Bell to help the villagers prepare the celebration together in return. In the process of helping, Bell discovers that the village is enshrined in the scales of the legendary monster, the Black Dragon. It turns out that after the Black Dragon's scales fall to the village, other monsters no longer dare to approach, so the villagers enshrine the scales. When Ace sees these scales, she shows a serious expression on her face, and she seems to have a grudge with the Black Dragon. When Bell returns, the village chief suddenly offers to talk to Bell. It turns out that the village chief once fell in love with a goddess when he was young, but in the end, the goddess was defeated by a monster, so she disappeared from the world and returned to the god world forever, and the village chief never married again. The village chief looks at Hestia and Bell and thinks of the goddess and himself, so he cares about them very much. He is already severely ill, and before the onset of the disease, he wants to remind Bell of cherishing Hestia, otherwise he may regret it for the rest of his life. At night, the village celebrations start. It is said that the symbol of the love confession is the young men inviting women to dance at celebrations. So Hestia asks Bell to invite herself to dance. Bell shyly invites Hestia, and they dance at the celebration. Both of them are very happy. But at this moment, a tragic thing happens. The village chief is about to die due to his severe illness. Before he dies, the village chief sees his favorite goddess come to the world to greet him in a trance, and then shows a happy smile. After the death of the village chief, Bell suddenly feels very sad. He knows that God's lifespan is infinite, so when he dies, Hestia would live alone in the world, and she would suffer the pain of losing her beloved one alone. Hestia comforts Bell, saying that she will accompany him for the rest of her life, and even if Bell dies, she will find Bell's reincarnation and then accompany each other life after life. Bell becomes happy again after listening to Hestia. After the celebration, Bell and Hestia return home. During the time they spend together, they rely on each other and gradually have many companions. Besides, they encounter so many things. However, this is not the end of their adventure. That brings the end of the season 2 of this anime. After Belle and Hestia suffer more difficult tests, their familia also become more powerful. Now Belle and Hestia are no longer lonely and they have got a lot of familia companions. But also, their opponents are getting more powerful, such as Hyacinthos at level 3 and Phryne at level 5. And each fight is very difficult for Belle, but what can't kill Belle will only make him stronger. In the next story, I believe that he can defeat more stronger opponents to shock more people who despise him and Hestia. If you enjoyed this story just like me, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see the next part, comment below to tell me. See you in my next video.